Sweet Sammy J. We did this last week, but we'll do it again this week, right? Raise a glass to the first undisputed heavyweight
Raise
champion.
water.
What is that, you betrayer? Congratulations to Oleksandr Usyk. Um, I my heart wanted Usyk to win. My head said Fury would have won.
Yeah.
I fully expected an absolute and utter snooze fest of a fight. Surprisingly, very exciting.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot,
Yeah.
a lot went on, and after we're off here, I'm going to rewatch it again because epic. We saw a knockdown. We saw, we kind of saw it all. We saw like 3 or 4 different fights in one fight,
Yeah.
and also I mean, it's a little bit in a circle. I have created our own meme, have I not? With Ewan being Fury and Usyk being
That is
last
that
night.
is that is very
And
true.
for those that don't know,
He
so
was
first of all,
something else.
apologies for the slight technical issues that fell upon us at the beginning, but these things happen, right? It is what it is. This is done out of GH1. GH2 will be a much tighter operation when it happens. Mashallah, praise wood, touch wood. Um,
Let's go.
from the perspective of that card, fine. Joe Cordina shocked us all. It
Facts.
was very shocking to see Joe Cordina go down like that. Um, Usyk Fury surprisingly did not disappoint in any way. Right? It was
100%.
fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic heavyweight clash.
It lived up to the hype, didn't it? 100% lived up to the hype, which very few fights of that magnitude do.
Yeah, I didn't even think it was possible for a fight of that magnitude to actually live up to any sort of expectation. Now, I I mean, I'll gladly get Russ on here and say to him, "You're off your
Oh, that was
canister if
brilliant.
you." Yeah, it was big. You're off your canister if you thought that Fury got whitewashed, because we had round one, round two, scoring didn't work that night. The
Was that side eye?
right, round one, round two was quite clearly Usyk round. 3 and 4, probably five, probably six, gave the nod to Fury. And then 7, 8, 9 onwards, it was a close fight,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, Fury
What
definitely. First half of the fight was Fury's. Second half of the fight was Usyk's.
for sure,
And
and it feels like right. So okay, so the interesting thing about the rematch, if they do the rematch, but we will come on to other things regarding last night's stream. Anyway, it feels like no matter the only way that Usyk could have implemented his way to win was how he did it last night. I personally was
yeah,
quite surprised that he was able to drop Fury and significantly hurt Fury.
I mean, he
I
was
was,
out on his feet. I mean, everyone, Eddie said it, AJ said
yep,
it. A lot of people said the fight could have got stopped. Like the ref
could have
could
got
have jumped
stopped.
in there.
That he really could have done. But then, from the ref's perspective, in his defence, if he had, he would have been lynched.
Oh yeah,
He would have been one of the
yeah,
most hated men in all of the world, right?
yeah.
So the only way that Usyk could have won last night was how he did, in that. I have a feeling that should come the rematch, we see an absolute juggernaut of Fury who just puts a
Yeah,
beating on him,
comes in heavier
and
and
like
just tries
it
to
just yeah,
bulldoze him.
it was. I don't know if it was a strange strategy that they had. It was working. It
It's
is what
just
it.
the issue is like Usyk's cardio is second to none, so he can go
Huh?
12 rounds like it's nothing. And then you've
Fury's
got
Fury's car. So isn't a cardio beast, but what he
no,
is a devout fighting man. Everything
yeah.
he does is done with ultimate efficiency, while slinging around 18, 19 stone.
Then add in, the broken nose
Yep.
for that. It must have been about half the fight, like the
Yeah,
last few.
5, 6 ish. I think that happened.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So broken nose for say half the fight, and then
Yeah.
you've got Usyk who can obviously got all the speed,
Yep.
and he can do that for 12 rounds consistently.
without any sort of issue
without
whatsoever.
like
Um,
there's like different levels there, isn't there, in terms of like cardio?
so for you, I'm gonna take the glasses off now. For you, you've seen the first now undisputed of your era. How
Yeah,
did because when I was a young man, they threw it around a little bit, to be honest. Like it was like Evander and Lennox and like Tyson kind of was undisputed at one point. I think this is like the fifth or sixth that I've seen. This is the first that you've seen.
flex,
Flex, right?
flex,
Um,
big
how do
man
you feel
things.
now? Do you personally feel more whole as a young man?
Yeah, and it's a weird one because we now live in a world where Tyson Fury's taken a loss.
Yep,
We live in a
fine.
world where all the
Arguably, we
belts are
have
now,
seen that before.
well, arguably, but
Yeah,
confirmed.
yeah, an official
Um,
loss.
I mean, it's weird. Like the Saudi roadmap keeps. We were talking about this this morning, weren't we? Like the Saudi
Hmm.
roadmap just keeps getting derailed because like everything they kind of want to go to plan hasn't gone to plan. You know, with like
No,
the Wilder Parker loss, you know, Usyk beating Fury, the Ngannou Fury fight,
yeah,
um, two different undisputed fights have been rescheduled to different dates. Like it hasn't been an easy ride for like
no.
in terms of like what the Riyadh season are planning and all of that. But
Yeah, but that's always going to be the way when you have the elite of the elite in combat sports, and you're making them fight each other, and you're paying an obscene premium to be the one that puts these on. You are going to have to deal with that, right?
yeah,
What you and I need to speak about before we loop about the card a little bit more. Talk to me about the shirts, because I'm not going to lie to you. It felt right.
it was a powerful,
I
powerful
mean,
choice, and it looked great on
I have
camera.
to admit, as a young man, you didn't really embrace it as much as you
I
should have done.
mean,
But I get it. I
I
get it.
was behind the screen, so it didn't really matter anyway. And
Yeah, but
then
Tim wasn't on screen at all, and he was fully
that's
involved.
true, but I was
Live
tucking
studio
them into my
audience member
shorts.
Tim. Yeah, I
Shout
mean,
out
but
Tim.
that's on you, right?
It's on me,
I have to
but
say that it felt good, and I thought
looked
it was
right.
it did. Jesse, I mean, Ewan looked like a mum in
Ewan
1994.
was just a mess, just an absolute
Should we
mess.
chat? Should we chat, Ewan? Let's have a little chat to you.
Go
Shout
on,
out to
let's.
Ewan. Shout out to Ewan. Mazel Ewan. Boom. Have that. Um, so he phoned 35 minutes after he said he was going to be there. Fine. Like honestly, at GH1, time isn't linear,
This was
and
about
honestly,
5:30, 6.
no. He said he was going to be at mine for 6:30, right? And then at
Right.
7:10, he
Yeah.
phoned and he said he's going to be late and he's on his way. And I was like, "Oh, you're drunk?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "How many you had?" And he's like, he stopped because we had it on speaker,
Yeah.
and he went 5. It's like, right, so 8, 10, and he's like, I've had 8. So then you round up, so it's 10,
Yeah.
right? So he turned up. He turned up on 10, 10 cans,
Instantly
10 beers.
cracks one open when he
Of
gets
course,
there as
because
well.
a collector never stops collecting. I don't know how
Facts.
many. I don't know how many he had during the night because he was with us for 4.5, 5 hours. But
A fair few I fetched for him.
he did leave without his keys and without his shirt.
Yeah.
So that's a man of legend. He he is just such a G.
And we've got the cut up one cam exclusive that will be coming to the YouTube soon
Have
of
you?
all his
Have you
best
done it?
moments. It's in the works. It's in the works,
Okay,
but it's
right.
definitely
Because
gonna get done.
he's been my friend for a long time, so I'm gonna have to need to see it before it goes live because highly likely
Yeah.
there's gonna be a part. He's quite a sensitive young man.
So
Um, at one point we had to mute all mics so Jesse and Ewan could have a heart to heart chat in the finest silks that God knows where that come from. Turkmenistan, the finest silks that Turkmenistan has ever produced via Shin. Right, Sam, talk to me about the actual event itself. What would you give it? What would you rate it as?
um, I mean, in terms of the magnitude of it, like
Are
everything they
you
put
are
on,
you gutted still that you didn't go?
yeah, always
Just
like
from the experience.
from the experience, and I think being able to play a bigger part in the first
Right.
undisputed fight of what 20 what was it
4 years.
24 years, like.
Yep. But
But it is what
you
it is.
realize now one of two things happens. Okay. You then get Fury in the rematch, beating him,
Yeah,
and then you have another undisputed champion. And we loop back to the 90s again.
yeah,
And then Usyk may beat him in the trilogy, if there is a trilogy, if there's not, whatever. Chances are what you're going to do now is you're going to see a few undisputed champions pop up now. Or the belts disperse. And then we loop back exactly where we've been for 20 something years. But without Turkey El Sheikh saying, no, 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 no. I want to bring out my
yeah.
undisputed belt. Fine. All good.
It's going to be
It's fine.
great as well. Like the belts are going to disperse at such a good time because we've got so many British boxers that are coming up and they're kind of like at British level right now. Give it like a year or two when like AJ Fury, Usyk have got all their fights out of the way. We're gonna
Yeah.
have like Fraser, Johnny, Fabs,
Yep.
Moses.
Moses,
Um,
definitely. You're
Moses
quite
will be
low
fine
energy
to be
today.
fair.
You're a little bit hanging, plus the long journeys. You did
I'm
have
not
long
hanging.
journeys.
It's just long journeys. A lot of trains at the moment.
Yeah, it's a lot of trains.
A lot of trains, but we're getting there. Another three to do next week. So, but
And then
we
out for
we
Riyadh
don't
season
stop.
again.
Out for
Can't stop,
Riyadh
won't stop.
season. Can't stop, won't stop. Next Sunday, fly out for that for 5v5, which is going to be.
5v5, we're
I
doing a live watch party with 505 at that place. The tickets are in bios and stuff. But honestly, it's a proper laugh. There's food, there's
Yeah,
drinks, there's vibes. We have it on a massive screen. We live stream through it. I'm not promising what people are going to be there. Highly likely Isaac Chamberlain will not be at this one because he's fighting on the 15th of June. Denzel
yeah.
Bentley will 100% be there. Jamie
Too sharp.
TKV, almost certainly. Chris Congo, almost certainly. Who else can we lure out? There's a few. I'm not going to invite Larry because last time Larry took liberties and just sat on the stream, Instagram living the pay per view. It was like theft upon theft. It was unreal, the geezer. Shout out
No
Larry
one likes Larry.
Ukiyandaya. Everyone loves Larry. That's the thing,
Everyone loves Larry.
and he just gets away with it because he's just like, yeah. What do you want? What did you
And what?
expect? Yeah, and what? Um, what do you want to see next, Soeta Samijay, as a young man?
In terms of
Do
what
you, do
fight?
you do you want the rematch, or are you not that fussed now? Do you think that Tyson derails? I mean, he did wish a happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, yeah. None of us clocked that on the stream, I don't think, but
And we were too pissed at
I've
that
seen
point.
it all. Yeah, I've seen it all after. Um, I want the AJ Fury fight, and I want the AJ Fury fight to be for something because I think like we get a lot of it in boxing where like you have like the dream fights and then they happen a few years like too
Yep.
late, and it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
for it's more for like wanting the fight in terms of like the fight needing to happen, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Like, so I want the rematch because I want Fury to get the belts, and then I want AJ Fury for all the belts, which would be the biggest fight in British boxing history. With all the belts, would be one of the biggest fights in the world in history. And
I'm gonna stop you for a
in
second.
terms of
Um,
events to work at as well, that's
of
like
course,
the
of
pinnacle,
course.
isn't it? Like, it
But
doesn't get bigger than that.
what I'm gonna say to you, okay? So in a hypothetical, okay, in a let's take it to the board. Boom, 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 boom. Right. Let's say in the rematch, Fury does beat Usyk. Okay,
Yeah,
that happens. 6 months down the line, 7 months down the line, 8 months down the line, which is now October is when the rematch will be.
yeah,
Yeah. Now we're back here again in May 2025. Yeah.
yeah.
And whoever wins that, okay, fine. Now we have a third fight. What is AJ doing for the next year and a half while this is all getting dealt with? Because he has to stay active. He
I mean,
has to stay perennially busy, and he has to say, hold on for 1 second. What does AJ do then for the next 18 months?
I mean, this is where we want like Wilder to steamroll Zhang, and then Wilder's back up there as like the
Yeah.
fourth Don, and then you can have AJ Wilder going back and forth. That's what
You
you
can,
want.
but that's such a risk. That's such an
It's such a risk,
unbelievable risk. And
100%.
is it
But
right? But it's for AJ. Is he now going to go undisputed, or is he going to go for those fat peas? Because it's if it's Wilder, fat peas. If you're doing undisputed, you're not fighting Wilder
I mean,
at all.
look, so
Because why would you? Even if you win, even if you do beat Deontay Wilder, chances are you are not going to be the same. Let's also be very real about this. Tyson Fury's punch resistance hasn't been the same. I'm surprised he didn't
that's
get knocked out the
yeah,
first time. The second time,
100%.
he ruined him. The third time, dude, he hasn't been the same since.
But I think AJ can the new AJ who I think's unstoppable at the moment. Like I think apart from Fury Usyk, I can't see him losing really. And after that Wilder Parker fight, like I think it really depends on his performance at the 5v5 because so you got this Wembley show which is going to be AJ versus someone, isn't it?
Yep.
Realistically, and it'll be whoever looks the best out of the four heavyweights. So Dubois, Hergovich,
And
Zhang,
when
Wilder.
is that in? Okay, so
5v5. It's not next week.
what they'll
Week after.
potentially do there, right? No. What I'm saying is the if it's the end of September. If it's the end of September, then that gives the better part of 4 months, right? Let's say 3.5 months. So say hypothetically, Wilder walks out and absolutely and utterly 2 round face down demos Jilly Zhang. It is not unfeasible for them to say AJ versus Wilder, Wembley, end of September. Wilder, you up for it? You've got 3 months to stay in shape. AJ didn't fight that long ago. He only fought a couple of months, well, 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, and
So
he just wants to be active as well. Like
this is what I'm saying. So you may get that then under the premise of that you now have Usyk and Fury tied up for the next year, 18 months with one another.
I think Zhang Wilder. I think that'd be a short one anyway, because I think both of them are heavy hitters, and both of them don't like going long rounds. Like you, every time we've seen Zhang go past like 6 rounds, like
Yeah,
he's got nothing left. So both
he
of them are
has
going to
got
want to
nothing
stop it
left.
early. So if they both come out swinging, both come out looking for the KO in the first 6 rounds, the likelihood is one of them will catch it, the other.
Agreed. I'm very interested for that fight, and it's a nice, worthwhile replacement to the main event because there is literally no downside in seeing Deontay Wilder absolutely and utterly coming back up to the hill. And he wouldn't be number 4 in the division. He would be number 5, number 6. Because you have to give
But
Joe Parker number
in
4.
terms of no, 100%. But in terms of name value,
Name
Wilder ain't.
value, name value. He is his name value is yeah number 4
Yeah, because
clearly. He's the
you've
only one that's
got
got the US market.
yeah. So if you've got all the belts tied up in Fury Usyk, the next two biggest ones are AJ Wilder, which is the biggest fight they could put on. So that's what
I
I'd
mean,
want next, and then say AJ beats Wilder, Fury beats Usyk. You do AJ Fury, and then it's shit for Usyk, yeah. But then Usyk can get the winner, and then you'll either get the trilogy with AJ or the trilogy with Fury. And then after that, I'd say all three of them can call it quits.
maybe, or maybe they carry on and just abs staring right now. Maybe it's a little bit just yeah. It's chaos, dude.
100%.
It's
And also, I think it would be quite. It'd be quite. What's it like? Cyclical.
cyclical. Yeah,
It'd be like for the new AJ to fight Usyk in a trilogy and beat him.
be sick. It
It'd
would be
be.
sick, but then like, I mean, what is he? 38 now. Usyk.
I don't know. They're all up there in age.
They're not all up there in age, you cabbage. They're young, boy. I think Usyk's about 38, 36, 38. Fury's about 34, and
Fury,
he's just been there.
Usyk's 37.
Okay, cool.
But
There you go.
like even then, can you see Usyk slowing down the next?
Not, not
Do you know what I mean?
really.
I
Not
don't
it.
think anyone wants to slow down at the moment because it's Saudi, like Riyadh season.
It's unbelievable amounts of cash, and thank you for advertising Riyadh season again.
Shout out. It's a lifestyle. Join the
It's a,
cause.
it
Riyadh
is.
season.
It's a way of life, is what it is. Sam, I think we'll wrap that up there because that's a nice little banger. You and me are both sleepy weepy because we have big weekends. Again, congratulations to Oleksandr Usyk. Congratulations to Tyson Fury. Except for the Happy New Year, I thought he handled himself very well. Yes, he did say that he won the fight. I personally had it either a naughty draw or Usyk slightly up. I did not have it Fury slightly up or a naughty draw. And I think most people saw that
I
that
was
way as well.
expecting a draw to come when
Yeah, I
they
was expecting a naughty draw.
yeah. But here
Here
we
we
are.
are.
We live in a world. We've got an undisputed. Fury's got a loss, and we've got plenty of Riyadh season shows to put these heavies on.
Patreon.com fighting words.